Only those who are ready will see this video. So if it appeared for you in whichever way you are meant to see it, my intention is to bring to you the wisdom that was given to me to translate to you. There's only one moment, and it is now. And I'm very glad that we can spend this moment together. I traveled to a dimension where I saw a dark angel. He just moved towards me very quickly, and behind him a lion also moved towards me very quickly. It was very short interaction, and then again the angel appeared, and I heard Atlantis, and I was a bit confused. He seemed bothered and showed a wall, which was also a path that was built, and said everything is already constructed, and he was pointing towards the wall. So it was built out of stone. It reminded me of the big wall of China, but I got the idea that it was underwater. Then the next moment I was underwater, and I saw, as the sun was shining through the water, I saw a yellow, what I first thought was a dragon, but it wasn't. It is something between a dragon and a seahorse, a large creature that I haven't seen before, and he didn't say anything. I accompanied him for a while, but the only things that I saw were yellow hibiscuses, but very, very large, larger than, almost just as large as this dragon seahorse. A light yellow color. It was very serene, and I just surrendered and was told that I should seek the knowledge, that it will be given. I spent a bit of time just traveling, almost moving into the hibiscus flowers and further. So let me just explain. Water carries frequency, as you know, but the ocean is also not only a symbol of the emotions, but a symbol of the subconscious. And when you travel, or when you dream that you're deep underneath the ocean, you can often you move deep into your subconscious and even into the collective subconscious, and you can then receive knowledge or have some realizations. So the water, the sun shining through the water, gives it even more energy, because the sun is also a symbol of consciousness. It is also that energy, the masculine energy, where the water is the feminine energy. The hibiscus flower is also the feminine energy. So to flow then with the current, with the flowers, then you will receive. So that is the first thing for you to take away from this. There are other things also, but just surrender with an open heart to the truth of you, not to any truth from the outside. You are protected. Nothing can touch you that is not meant for you or is not true. Only the truth will find you. If you open yourself up to this energy that will flow through you, as I carry on telling you what happened, you will find that it's almost like a map that you can use to also travel, to also meditate with. So after that travel, I knew that I had to go into finding why I had heard this word Atlantis. I decided to travel again. In the meantime, I looked up Atlantis. The first video that I found was a very interesting one about the possible location of the capital of Atlantis. I will put a link to that video actually in the comments, where it is described that there's the Eye of the Sahara could very possibly be the capital of Atlantis. And the Eye of the Sahara, which is in northern Africa, in Mauritania, also reminds of the Eye of Horus. So then after I read that Poseidon created Atlantis, which is also interesting considering in the last download that we received, we saw Poseidon, the trident in his hand. I then traveled again yesterday. Now you can follow this way to connect if you perhaps want to also for yourself see what connects in your subconscious with Atlantis. So I breathed in the yellow light into my solar plexus. Now this is all instructions that I received through different meditations in between. Breathe in the yellow light of the sun into the solar plexus, which is also your energy center. And in your mind's eye, see the Eye of Horus. Use it as a key, like a portal. And put the intention that you want to travel to Atlantis and see if you are taken there. So I will tell you what happened to me was, as I did that, there was an Egyptian goddess appearing. She was in Egyptian garments, the white flowing, white and gold, and the lapis lazuli, the blue. She was taking my hand and she said, Jesus, that I was going to Jesus. And that was very strange to me because I asked to go to Atlantis. And I just followed her. I just surrendered and followed her. And I felt that we traveled quite far. But it was effortless. And where I found me next was in the space that we have been before, where there was almost like a blue sky with clouds, but it was more energy moving. In a previous download, I described to you how it was surrounded by crystals that were protecting it, that space. So I was taken to that space. It's a very high frequency place and it is very protected. So when you ask to go to Atlantis, you might go to a very different place, but it would be very interesting if you can do that. So I was taken to this place and I saw the eye of an owl, just the one eye of an owl, and I was like, it was quite strange. Then I saw his whole face, again the white owl, and he let me shift my consciousness to him so I could see through his eyes for a moment, almost like to open my eyes to what was there, and then I moved back to my own consciousness, my own eyes. But what I started to see was different eyes looking, different observers. And then they said to me, it's the Ascended Masters. A while after the silence of just being in this magnificent space, right in the middle there appeared a golden cobra. And it was as if white light was radiating from it, and all these observers were looking at him. And they said to me that now if I say they said to me, it is not said in human words. It is a vibrational translation, a vibrational communication. They said to me that as they observe, they send knowledge and energy to the Cobra, which is the energy in the different humans that connect. It is the snake that you might experience as the Kundalini energy, the energy that moves in you when you are connected, the energy of Source, represented by this golden snake. It's that energy that carries the knowledge and the wisdom to you, but it is through these ascended masters. After a while, I was taken higher where the energy was almost like flames. It was red and yellow, the color of flames and fire. And I saw from above that this space was protected like a spiral of dragons and other creatures that were not known to us. I can't describe them. They were different than we know, that is known to us. And it is a very large power because this space can't be accessed by anything harmful, by anything that is not light. Sadhguru said that celestial beings superior to us in consciousness and capability always took the form of the snake. That's why you will see many of the Hindu gods, they always have the snake with them. And you find it in many religious texts. The snake is also a feminine energy. I want to take you back to Atlantis a bit. It is not important to find out what exactly is the truth of the history, of the stories, because you won't find a specific answer. You will find many opinions. So that's why I say that you should connect directly with Atlantis, with that concept, and see what comes through for you. Jesus, whom I do feel was one of the ascended masters that were in that space, is also seen by some as having lived in Atlantis, having been that light and consciousness already. And through this all, I'm just reminded of the power of the light energy and of love and of community. Atlantis was said, the early Atlantians were governed by the principles of the Lumerians. The principles of the Lumerians were those of the feminine energy balanced with the masculine energy. And this balance of the masculine and feminine energy is one of the biggest things that the dragons are bringing to us. So these principles that the Lumerians were said to follow, and the early Atlantians, and as such an example was Jesus, was compassion, love, spiritual community, harmony and freedom. These are all principles that I am embracing. I get full body chills. I'm sure you are also embracing that. And as we do it, as we anchor those same frequencies or remember it, it will start to be the governing principles again. The more we do it, the more we listen to our own truth and to what our inner being connects with, the more we will start to create and bring forth the reality that we choose to live. Might be one very similar to that of the Lumerians, who were like a spiritual race, connected, not materialistic, but it might also be one of abundance. I mean also material abundance. When I asked why I was seeing Atlantis, or why I was led to that, the word prosperity did come through, and the word gold. But that is also like a byproduct. So remember, we are in a vibrational universe. Symbols, stories, those are like roadmaps, those are like breadcrumbs that we left for ourselves so that we can rediscover the truth of who we are. Thank you for listening. Let me know how you connected with this message, if it resonated, your experiences. It helps us to connect as a community and to move forward. I love you so much, and I'm sending you my infinite love till I speak to you again in the next video. Goodbye.